Unfiltered.
Unshackled.
Uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for mature audiences only.
It's Miguel Fuller.
Holly O'Connor.
And Scotty the Body.
It's the Miguel and Holly Uncensored podcast.
Only on Hot 101.5.
Hello and welcome to the Uncensored podcast, where we are broadcasting live right now on the Miguel and Holly YouTube page.
Oh, good.
Yes, Gucci gumdrops.
Yeah.
So a lot to cover because last week was just insane with the live show.
Bananas.
It was magical. It was great. Before Holly and I talk about our experience, because we actually were able to talk about it on the air yesterday, Monday, October 24th.
25th.
I'm sorry, 25th. Scott, you were actually out on Monday because you were coming back from Key West. So we haven't heard your perspective about the live show.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it still kind of feels like a dream. Like everything's kind of like normal life right now. But in that moment, it was just very surreal. And it's very crazy to see everything come together, because when something's a vision for so long and you've been talking about it, you've been planning it, you've been promoting it, you've been marketing it, and then all of a sudden you're on stage doing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It honestly just, like, it was incredible to see everything go through so smoothly, and then to see all the support. Like, that was the most, I think, humbling experience that could have happened. People were coming backstage and telling us people were coming in, but in the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, maybe like a couple people, a handful of people.
Yeah.
And then to walk out and to see just hundreds of people just ready to rock with us, like, that is just insane. And it honestly just gave me a whole new perspective of what this is all about, and just to get a better understanding of, like, just the power that we hold as a community, just everybody together, not just us, but everyone together for a whole collective reason of just wanting to be there to support each other, have a good time, spread some positive vibes. And that is just really cool. And it's cool to see, just, as I was on my trip in Key West, coming back, I got to listen to a lot of old podcasts from us, Miguel and Holly Uncensored, from like 2018 when I was just coming on, and just hearing where we were then, where I was then, where the show was then, and then to take that and compare it to what happened last week at Miguel and Holly Live is just, that in itself is just like bleeping awesome. And it's just powerful. And it's just kind of just emotional to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is powerful.
Mhm.
And the fam, like, they got our back and they came through, and none of it is honestly possible without people, believing in who we are and standing by us through the thick and thin. And it's obviously been a very challenging couple years. And to have that all come through, I thought it was the perfect moment. And I think it's exactly what everybody in this community needed and wanted and deserved. And it was cool that we actually got to deliver it, because obviously, like y'all have said before, like, you wanted this for so long, and to see it finally happen. And it's almost just like one of those moments where it's like, told you so. Like, the fam's got us. Like, of course. And to all see it happen is just amazing. And it was just so fun. Like, being on stage with y'all was just so fun. And I thought it was just like everything went just amazingly well, better than expected. Like, I thought it was going to be good, no doubt. I thought it'd be fun, but like, it was a blast. Like, being up there legitimately was a blast. And so it was just really cool to see everything happen.
What was your favorite moment on stage, Holly?
Ooh, I don't know. God, I don't know. There were so many great moments.
Yeah, there were.
There were. I think I would say, I actually think that I would say it was probably Tampa Bay Secrets.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Because it felt just like we were all just sitting around, like, as friends at someone's house.
Yeah, just chatting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, as much as I loved getting to do headphone karaoke and like the performance aspects of like the 50 Shades of, like, they were fun, but it just felt so like such a good energetic vibe when we all just got to sit down and talk with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so much happened during that too. I mean, somebody literally got engaged. Somebody came on stage. Miguel, your fiance, walked out on stage and caused the scene. Exactly that. It would be like the same thing if you're telling a story at a friend's house. Yeah. And then like some random shit happens.
I know.
Like, God, there's Jimmy again doing some crazy shit by the cooler. I don't know. Let's stop this and let's look at that for a second. And it was just like literally everybody in that moment was on the same exact level.
Yeah.
And we were just the ones just kind of sharing stories.
It was really, that I think was probably, if I had to pick a favorite, that was probably it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I think what was really cool about Tampa Bay Secrets and just the whole thing in general is, what we do is so interesting because we sit in a small room every day, 5 days a week for 4 hours, just on the air. And we basically tell stories and we talk to you who call in and we read stories and we give our opinions and we try to be funny and witty with it. And so there's a very special bone that you grow learning how to do that particular skill of being in a studio, conversing, going back and forth and being funny with each other, hopefully. So taking that, bless you, and then doing it on stage, that's a completely different set of skills that you're working with.
Yes.
And so I just didn't know how it would translate.
Yeah. Although, before you go on with that, as I'm going to interject, I didn't doubt that we could do it. Like, you realize radio is weird because, like, you can have a lot of different types of people doing this job. And we all do learn that skill of, like, honing our craft in doing this in the four walls of the studio and doing that. But that doesn't mean that everybody in this business can translate it to doing it on a stage.
Right.
Because it is a completely different skill set.
Yeah.
So I knew that we would be able to do that. Like, just our backgrounds, who we are as people, like, we're all performers and we have that skill as well. And so I thought that just the fact that I had confidence in our ability to do it made me more confident that the audience would respond in kind. Does that make sense?
It does. But for me, because I realized, like, literally as the intro was playing and Scott walked out on stage, it hit me. I was like, we've never actually done this together. Like, Holly, you and I have been on plenty of stages before, but usually it's for like an award ceremony or, we're hosting something. And so it's very like, they usually go, hey, we want you all to do a quick little intro. We sort of tap dance and we sort of tell little jokes and we comment on people's fashion and then we get into the program.
Yeah.
And it's not about us. It's about the program. And so we have a script that we go by.
We're always the MC of a bigger event.
Exactly. And so, Scott, you've done it with us a couple of times where we've done that sort of thing before. So there were two things that really stuck out in my mind that made me not look at you two in a different light, but I was so impressed by both of you. So there was one moment when we were preparing for it and we were going over during the rehearsal and we were going over the intros and like the songs we were walking out to. And there was this moment where like those little details I usually don't care about. I'm like, girl, I don't care. Like if you put something on, because my background is in improv, like you give me something, I'm gonna just go with it. I don't care. Like I'm not, because I usually will forget anyway what we talked about and what we ran through. So I'm like, just give it to me and I'll go with it.
Yeah.
And so I was so impressed with Scott talking with AR Smooth and Serrano, who was on stage announcing for us. And he was like, well, what about this part? Let's go through this part. And you were really directing them and how we wanted to do it. And I loved how assertive you were in that role and how you had a vision and you knew exactly how you wanted it to look and feel on stage. And I was just very impressed with that. There was another moment, Holly, with you where we were on stage. And this is something that I hadn't literally spoken out loud or learned or talked about since I was like first learning about theater in high school. And there was a moment at the very beginning, we were on stage, and one of the things that you learn about doing comedy is you don't want to kill the moment. So like when you say something funny, and you'll see it on SNL or on sitcoms, if I deliver a really funny line, you don't then just keep talking as the audience is laughing. You let them enjoy that moment. You let them soak it up, and then you keep moving. We've never discussed that. We've never talked about it, but that's something I learned years ago in doing comedy. There was something at the very beginning where you said a really funny line and everyone was just laughing hysterically. And in my mind, I was like, ooh, Holly, let it sit, let it sit. And I looked over, you had that microphone. It was like you were fucking Kathy Griffin at Madison Square Garden. And you were just like, bitch, let it ride. And then you delivered the next line and you made people laugh again. And in that moment, I was just like, fuck yes. We know
It's
what
happening.
the fuck we're doing. I love it. We are firing on all cylinders. So there was these little moments like that I tried to like capture in my head to remember because I loved that moment, just watching you have complete control over the crowd with whatever you were saying. And I was just like,
Thank you.
fuck yes. It just, I loved it.
Thank you for that compliment. That made my heart feel good.
Absolutely. So it was just, so there's little moments like that to me that were just really cool. Watching you two do 50 Shades of Chicken was
Lord.
just so funny, and just watching the both of you get into character
I think
and
I blacked
soak it
out.
up.
Like, I don't even remember like that.
Oh, that was the
Just
greatest.
so you know, like for 50 Shades of Chicken, I woke up and I had a little bit of a shame hangover because I was like, what did I do?
That made my life.
Oh my God, what happened? Because keep in mind, like we did like a quick run through. We did a rehearsal for the whole thing. Most of the time in the rehearsal was spent in the first, like, you know, planning out how the first 3 minutes of the show was going to go.
Right.
Like
right.
over and over and over. And then finally after that, we just kind of were like, okay, then we're going to do this and we'll do transition this. We never did like went through it.
Right. Right.
We were just like, okay, we're going to need stools here for Tampa Bay Secrets. Then you guys are going to come out with costumes for 50 Shades of Chicken. After that, we'll go backstage and change. And we never practiced. First of all, we never did a table reading
No.
of the
Right.
script.
Right.
Second of all, I glanced through it because I was just, it what to me, like that wasn't, it never crossed my mind to like have a plan.
No.
Right.
And then I was like, as we got started with these like outfits, and there's like, you have so much adrenaline going.
Right.
Yeah.
It's undescribable. So I didn't realize I was going to do that.
Mm.
I don't even know if I should have or not.
Nah,
But
that was the greatest thing you could have done.
No, see, to me,
it just felt like the right thing to do at the right moment.
Yes.
and to me, this is why I loved doing something like this, and why I always loved improv better than actually like doing a play.
Yeah.
Is because those are moments that you can never plan for. Like, there are moments, like I remember when I did plays way back in college and in high school,
Mhm.
where it would be like a Neil Simon comedy. And there was like a moment where like you knew, like, he's a famous playwright and really prolific plays. And so there were like lines that you knew, like set up, joke, wait for the audience to laugh, and you could just feel it, and it's great and it's fun. But there's something about a moment when you're doing improv like that, where you don't know where it's going to go and you just let it happen, that to me, those moments are so kinetic and so powerful, where they just fucking transcend that it's something you can't even describe the moment of just the comedy, because your body was just like, I'm gonna go for it. And
Yeah.
like Scott was talking as Mr. Blade, the chef, unlike he's ever done it on the air,
I
because
know.
it was in the moment.
Yeah.
And he felt the character, and and you're feeding off the audience.
Yeah.
Like those moments right there to me are just, that's what I live for, being on stage like that. I love it.
Yeah, it
Mm.
was really, really magical. That's what I can say magical, but that's what it was. Like I
Because it
couldn't,
happened in the moment.
It did.
Didn't plan for that.
it was all very much just like it was planned, but it was also not planned. Kind of like our show.
Right. Right. And that's why somebody asked me, they were like, well, have y'all been rehearsing? And I'm like, no, like we know what we're doing.
Exactly.
To me, it's like the mechanics of like, this segment goes here. It's like planning the show. This segment goes here. This segment goes here. Like every day I write out the schedule for the show. And then when we start at 5:50, I'm like, let's see where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes.
So like you put together an outline. And
Exactly.
then you don't know, like we knew that it was going to be this, then this, then this, but within the this is
What's gonna happen?
Right.
nobody knows.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to see what else. We talked about this yesterday, Scott. You weren't on the show, obviously, when we talked about the proposal that happened.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
And so we need to like dissect that. So
Oh,
just
shit.
real quick, if you missed the on-air show yesterday,
Yeah.
there was a proposal during Tampa Bay Secrets where someone wrote in a secret while they were standing in line to get into the show, saying, I know that my boyfriend wants to propose. He doesn't think that I'll like how he does it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
We read it. The woman screamed, said, it's me, it's my secret. We were like, oh my God, he want to propose. And so we sent Scott down to go like put
See
them
if
on the
he would actually
microphone
do it.
so we could hear it.
Uh-huh.
And then I should have just stopped it there.
Yeah.
And then I made that
There's the
one
magic.
fatal mistake.
But was it really a mistake? I actually think it was because then we wouldn't have had this delightful story.
That's true.
exactly.
So then we invited them on stage.
I feel
And
bad. I don't want this to come across like we're making fun.
No.
This is a great moment.
It was.
No,
It was
because
a great moment.
we'll talk about another drunk moment that was on stage.
Oh yes.
That is directly involved with me.
Yeah.
So we're not making fun. We're just saying it was just funny as fuck.
Yeah.
So they get on stage, or we bring them forward,
It's so exciting. There's so much love. Everyone's cheering.
and we're like, "Oh my God, he just proposed to you at the show. How do you feel? How did you meet?" And then homegirl, as soon as she grabs the microphone
Well,
from my hand,
as soon as she grabbed the microphone, I was like, fuck.
oh yeah.
Because as a performer, as soon as you relinquish control of that mic to someone else, you have lost control.
you're
Yeah.
fucked. And she was like, "Well, I love you guys, and it's so good.
Like, no, but let me tell
Let
you
me tell
something.
you, it was rough."
It's been, and then you could tell she was starting to get emotional.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
By the way, first of all, why would you not? You just got
Oh,
proposed
yeah.
to.
Right,
You're
right.
also drunk as fuck,
Yes,
and you're on stage with people that you have loved listening to.
right.
And I think this is what tipped her over the absolute edge. We're cool with this, but she's now looking out and seeing hundreds of people waiting for her story.
Right.
And she lost it.
Yeah. And you could just tell the moment when she was like in her story, and then she was
then it
like,
didn't.
and then
And it
he
wasn't
was
wait.
coming, and like,
Uh,
and as I was watching her, I was like, all right, Miguel, there's gonna be a certain point. Like, I was sort of like counting in my head. I'm like, she's got about 45 seconds to get through a story and a mess up. And if I feel that she can't get her sea legs, I'm gonna just have to take it away and just
Yep.
be like,
snatch it.
thank you so much. And literally I had to be like, well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Give it up for them.
But this is what's the fun. I love this part is that you're standing next to her, then the guy, then I'm standing next to the guy. And so as she starts this like vomit of words that she can't control, I look at the guy and he looks at me and he's like, she's had a lot to drink. And I'm like, so I'm like, I'm giving him slightly panicked eyes. And
right.
I'm going through pictures and I want to see if you can see my face at any point. Because I'm giving him like the eye, like, help.
Right.
Right now, please, we need you. Like in this moment, like I don't know if you're as drunk as she is or what's going on or if she's pretty overwhelmed or what. So then as you're like trying to wrestle the microphone back and you're like, okay, he actually picked her up from behind.
Oh my gosh.
And carried her back off the stage.
Forgot about that. Yes.
And I thought the whole thing was chef's kiss.
Exactly.
Oh my
Perfection.
gosh.
Definitely can't plan that shit.
I
That was
was
great.
No.
Thank you. Give it up for this couple. They did it.
They made a highlight impression
It
during
was-
the show, and it was perfect.
It
Like I love that
was.
ridiculous randomness. That's what live shows are for.
Yes.
No.
Anything
yes.
can happen.
Oh my
So-
gosh. It was absolutely beautiful. So
was.
yes, like you said, Holly, we're not making fun.
No.
Just recounting just the absolute joy
the comedy.
The moments.
and then the horror and then the hilarious comedy of him literally dragging her off the stage.
That's how you know it's love. You know when to pick up your partner.
You know when to pick up your partner. And speaking of picking up your partner,
Oh, girl.
Now this.
please tell us what else happened during Tampa Bay Secrets.
So during Tampa Bay Secrets, I'm reading this secret of someone saying that they have started an alt account to make money. So it's basically where they're probably showing their privates and they're collecting money. And they were like, should I tell my partner or not, even though I'm making lots of money? And so we're all like seriously being like, I don't know. Like, what do you
I
do?
was like, someone's gonna find you. Better do it. How long can you keep this up?
Right. And then all of a sudden I hear the crowd start like laughing and pointing. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Because like all of us are saying some pretty serious stuff.
We're
Yeah.
having a funny conversation.
Right. And then I look back and there goes my fiance, Abe, looking like the Pink Panther, just slinking from backstage. I hope Ryan got that on video because the way I pictured it in my mind, Abe literally was just like,
He just came walking out.
what's going on?
Confident as hell. Just walks up. Just, hey.
Like he owned the fucking stage.
It was his time to shine. It was his moment.
I was so worried. I did not know what was happening. None of us did.
But we just froze. We're like, oh shit.
We look over
What's
and
happening?
I didn't know, I didn't know if it was a good thing, a bad thing. Like, what if there had been some tragedy? Like, I didn't know. My mind was like going a million miles an hour, and I was just like,
Just,
help!
I don't know what to do. Here comes Abe.
What is this?
I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
And then he leans over to Miguel, and then I thought, what if it's his secret? And he's about to reveal to Miguel that he's got an alt account. Holy shit! We may not. I
This
don't
is
know.
not good. This is not good.
So then there was like several moments of utter confusion.
Right. Where I was like, because I realized, because I can always tell just by looking at his face.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, even like just rewind a little bit. Like after we did the opener, we did Blown Off. And then I think we came off stage to change.
Yes.
And so when I knew he was drunk then, because remember when we he bust into the dressing room.
I thought he had been there the whole
I
time.
mean-
No,
He's like, can I help?
Yeah, he's like, hey, let me help you guys out with you.
I know.
Well,
I was
see-
like, thanks for being nice.
no, I can tell you, I know this about Abe. Like whenever he gets drunk, he turns into a Boy Scout and he gets super helpful. And he's always like, what do you need? And his eyes turn into like a little boy and he's just like, what do you need?
I know.
Can I help you?
Like,
Can I help you?
Jacket.
And like, because I had on a suit jacket. He was like, do you want me to, I'll hang your jacket. I'll hang
Yeah.
your jacket.
Like, I'm like, well, actually, now that you're here, I'm like, can you help me with this zipper and then hang this up? And he's like, yep, yes, girl. And
Yeah.
after he hung it up, he's like, can I hang up your dress? I'm like, you did. Well, you did. You did it. You're good. That's
my
when I
God.
realized that he was a little tipsy.
And
Oh,
then,
no.
well, what y'all didn't see is that I was like, because I think we had finally gotten dressed and y'all were walking out. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to go out and stop drinking and have some water because you're a little drunk right now.
I think I did hear you say to have some water.
I was like, have some water. And then as he was walking out, he like missed the door handle to get to the house. And I was like, this fucking bitch is drunk.
He gone.
That's
He's too far.
When he missed the door handle, I was like, that's right. You know what? Our friends are there. They'll take care of him. He'll be fine.
And lots of people were looking out.
They were looking out. And so then fast forward to him just linking out on stage. I was like,
His friends don't got him. They don't got him.
Nobody got who got
He's a
it?
wild cannon.
Nobody got him.
He's out on the loose.
But that's also like, you know, when you're drunk and
Right.
you try to assure other people that you're not.
right.
I can just picture him being like, no, it's fine. I'm fine.
I'm
I'm
fine.
no,
I'm
it's
good.
fine. Hang on. I'll be. I
I gotta go
feel
do
like
something.
I would have done this years ago. if-
Oh,
in another
absolutely.
Like,
I would
universe.
do that now.
I need to ask my friends, like, who had him at that moment. And, like, let's just say Abe was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden, you just see him on stage.
I think, well,
Like, who?
my girlfriend Monica was literally telling me, I guess he was up there in the balcony with her and they
Yeah.
were just chilling. And Monica's like, all right, just stay here. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then she left. And then all of a sudden, she came back and she's like, oh shit, where's Abe? And so she's like texting him. She's like, where are you? Where are you? And then she said the next thing she saw was like, here he comes, walking out of stage.
So what he did
Oh
when
my
we were
God.
going back on stage for Secrets is he did not get water
No.
and he did not sit down.
No, no.
So when
did
he
not.
leaned over to like kiss you, whisper in your ear, whatever, what did he say?
I don't remember. Like, I think maybe it had to have been something like, I love you, or you're doing a good job. Like, it was like the most simple, like, it was nothing that left an impression.
Yeah.
Because I think whatever he said, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, I have to protect him as
He
his
nailed his line on the
fiancé.
mic though.
Yeah, because what did he say?
He said like, oh, you like, it was like, you didn't have to say it. Like you were the one with the alternate account pretty much, Miguel. Like you had the alternate account. Like, oh, you're going to say it now. Like, oh, like something along those lines of like,
I don't even remember that. I think I blacked out.
yeah, because there's a lot going on. But it was funny. Like what he said was actually really funny. It was like a whole
He
like
did say
come to-
something, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, dang, I don't remember. I wish I did.
So, but then after that, he went over and like hugged Danny.
Oh my
Serrano.
God.
Like he hugged
They
him.
started, like, dancing.
He had it. They were dancing, and he embraced him like he was like a long lost relative. Like he had cupped the back of his head. and
He was
everything.
talking about Danny being a lover.
Oh my gosh, that's right. And
Like,
that's
I want
what,
him.
and then I remember like once that was over, and then I just remember him like walking behind us, and I was like, how do I
Get off this
not
dude.
yell at him, but then not make it awkward for everyone in the audience, but then still keep it funny?
There's hundreds of eyes just watching everything happen.
I
I
know-
forgot they danced. That was fucking hilarious. Now that we're looking back, in the moment, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Why are they dancing right behind me?
I very vaguely remember that. Again, I think I blacked out at that point. I think I was just like trying to, and I was like, ha ha, this is funny. Like, I don't even know what I was doing. What were my
Oh my
hands
God.
doing? I don't even know.
I started ballroom
I think I
dancing.
was just like, all right, Abra, everybody give it up for
Yeah,
Abra.
that's what you do. You just clap them off.
Clap him off stage, and he's like, all right, bye.
I know. Oh, that was a delight.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was awesome. That was great.
Yeah, so yeah, I do think the Tampa Bay Secrets, that was
So
like
that
where
was-
the most happened.
So much
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
much happened.
There's
Those are
room
delightful.
for a lot of improv, and a lot of improv did happen.
Yeah, because then I feel like headphone karaoke was crazy. I think the only thing I would have really changed is the consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that kind of fell flat, where it was just
Well, you know
like,
what? You know what I realized, and this thought crossed my mind in a planning session, and I don't know why I didn't say it because the conversation was probably moving too fast, and then it went to the next thing, and then I must have forgot it. But I
Mhm.
thought about it while we were there. Nobody could see the Legos or his feet. Like, we needed a camera on a screen to show the actual walking. Like,
right.
when you're sitting there, you're basically just watching Scott walk. You can't even see his face that well because he's
Right.
facing the side. So, like,
right.
it was sort of a consequence without an audience payoff because nobody could see it.
Ah,
Like, you
yeah.
could
Going
hear
on.
him, but you couldn't see it. It should have been a more visual.
Right. Because if we had like
consequence.
lodged hot dogs or something at, you know,
But we
the
weren't allowed to
loser's
make a
face,
mess. We weren't allowed to.
that's one of the things that I would change.
Yeah.
Is that I'd be like, all right, we're gonna put tarp down because it has to be something where you can see like us throwing hot dogs at someone's face
Yeah.
or them falling into a pool of whipped cream or just something
Big.
that is a big, because on the show and this is just, you know, first time doing it, you know, we learn from it. The first time doing it, you see that like it needs to be something bigger than what, because usually when we plan for it, it needs to be something that sounds funny on the air, but then
Yeah.
also when you're looking on the Facebook or YouTube, that it's funny and you can see it, but you can have a close up of it.
Yes.
And so on stage, it needs to be something where everybody can really tell that we're doing whatever it is
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
for the
that's true.
consequence.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was a learning lesson. I can't see that comment. What does that say?
Did Alessia Cara end up performing?
I'm sad I missed the show. Y'all need to make it on a Friday next year, please.
No, Alessia Carr did not perform.
She dropped out.
It was
wasn't her fault.
No, it was her
her
people.
management and her label. There's like some fight going on between the two of them and her
Mhm.
album. And I think it was the label that pulled all the performances that she has coming up. And her
Yeah.
management was angry and they were like going back and forth. And
Yeah.
our boss man Will, whoo, he bit some people's heads off. Like
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen him that angry. So
No. But you know what? I feel like that was best.
I was just
I
talking to
do
somebody about
too.
that. Where would she have played? We
Right.
used the whole time.
yeah.
we did. And also like,
Wasn't the
it
vibe for
seems
it.
like it would have it would have like stopped down and gone into another part of the show that we weren't ready. I don't know. When we found out, and it was only like a week or two before the show
Yeah.
that we found out that she had to cancel. When we got that email, I was like,
Yeah.
I did not give any fucks. I really didn't. And this is not because I didn't like Alessia Cara. We've seen her before and we've interviewed her. She is
Mhm.
a beautiful human and I love her. But I don't think it was needed to have that vibe of great energy between us and you.
Right. And I think that especially just with the message and how she performs, it would have like stuck out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the show was like fast, funny, ha ha ha,
Oh,
funny,
yeah.
funny. And then it would have been like, here's a really deep, introspective 10-minute. And she was supposed to play towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
And by then everyone was fucking wasted.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then trying to have her like give this really deep, soulful performance
It was not going to fit.
and then try to have us then come out and then do
Interview her.
and then do the consequence like that. I feel like that.
Oh, no. That
Yeah.
everything
Universe
worked out the
works.
way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so.
I can't. So what's that last comment say?
I didn't even realize she wasn't there until the next day.
Ah,
The show was perfect without
good.
her.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, so it was a really good time. I'm so glad we got to experience that.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And what I loved about it too, just from a personal perspective, is that like I've done stand up once and it was horrifying. Like I didn't enjoy doing it.
Mm.
I didn't like. There were like moments in it as I got into my stand up routine that I was like, okay, I feel a groove and I'm telling a story. But then like, you know, there are times, especially when I tell stories, like it's funny to me, the punchline, but then it doesn't land all the time. And then everyone's just kind of like, huh. Whereas I feel like doing this type of show as a person who loves to perform for people and make them laugh,
Yeah.
this felt more with who I am and what my abilities are as a performer.
Absolutely.
I'd agree with that.
100%.
Like there were times where like I just knew what I was gonna say was gonna make people laugh and that it was gonna just contribute to the funness of the evening.
That's what I'm saying. Like with 50 Shades of Chicken, I'm like, this feels right. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely. So it was a really fun night. We got lots and lots of pictures from the meet and greet, from the stage performance. If you were not there, on the website, hot1015tampabay.com. So you can go take a look at all of that there. Well, that's it. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about?
No, I mean,
No, it was just really, really, really incredible. So thank you for supporting us. Oh, I have something. Shit. See, I almost forgot the shit again.
Oh.
All right. I got you guys something that I meant to bring the night freaking of, and I was so like nervous that I didn't. Okay, ready?
oh,
Yes.
Hold on. I got to get them all good so you can see them on the YouTube
I'll
version
be
of
good
this.
at receiving a gift right now.
I got us platypuses.
Oh,
look at that. This is so cute.
yes.
This is so we can all have one.
I
and
love
remember Our
it.
show. So here's one for
Thank
you.
Oh, I
you.
love it. You
It's
can
so
throw mine.
adorable.
Here's one for you.
Ooh, this is a hard platypus
For
too.
real, that's
Yeah.
a big old
Ooh, I
platypi.
like this.
I was at Target the day before the show, and they had like these plastic platypi
Oh my
in the
gosh.
dollar section. I'm like, well, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. So
I love it.
platypus posse.
Yes.
Yeah, I love this. This is so
Yeah.
cool.
And you just this
I
little
wanna,
thing
just
like-
hangs out.
we're all united in our little show. I was going to give these to you in a little gift bag with a little note the night of the show as like a love you guys. And then I didn't even write the note and I had these in a damn Target bag. So just know that I love you.
It's
so
even more
much.
meaningful now. Now that
I
it's
love
all
it.
one
It's
Par
series.
for the course. So
I think I'm gonna tape mine to my mic arm.
oh, you should. Perfect.
I'd be scared someone's gonna take it if I put it on my mic.
Yeah, you can't put it on the main
Yeah,
one.
That's
no,
the
It's
main
the
mic.
main one. Sorry.
When I move into my next house, I'll put it in my
There you
desk
go.
room.
There you go.
Put on my Roadcaster.
Little platypus.
Oh, thank you, Holly.
Thanks, Holly.
Appreciate it. Look at Scott accepting a gift.
I am, and I love it. I'm gonna
Platypus
just leave
posse.
it at that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you're gonna hug?
No.
No.
That's
All
right.
right, come here, Holly.
Oh,
Oh, let's do it. A hug. Hug.
growing.
Hug.
That's
Hug.
it. Thank you.
Yay! They hugged. See, look at that.
See?
See, and it wasn't awkward.
No, I'm challenging myself. See, I do get in moods where I could just be like, fuck it, I'm going in. I'm doing it. I'm just
Oh,
gonna hug people randomly.
Oh.
But also, again, it's gonna bite me in the ass eventually. It will.
No.
Yeah,
won't.
no,
Not
it will,
if
because
you're
someone's
not-
gonna be like,
Well, no, I mean, some people are like, oh, I'm not a hugger. And you're like, all right, cool, no worries.
just roll with it.
Yeah, you just roll with it. No offense.
No, you okay? Well, did we notice that the live show we're doing like the meet and greets? I was hugging everybody.
Yeah, you
Boom,
are.
bring it in.
It-
I only
it-
got a couple weird eyes. That's fine. Hey, I accept them. I'm cool with it.
Can I just say, someone told me this on Friday. They were like, y'all literally have the best immune systems walking out of the meet and greet because we probably hugged 100
Oh,
people
yeah.
or if not more.
Yes, we did.
And I'm like, girl, between having COVID and having the vaccine, I'm like, we good.
And I take a lot of vitamins, y'all.
Mhm.
A lot of vitamins. I had the COVID. I had the vaccine.
Oh.
I'm good.
I
We're
like
good.
vitamin D.
I
Oh,
take
yeah.
vitamin D.
Every
Yeah,
day.
I do. Hey, I try to.
Hey.
All right, Scott, what's your social media?
At Scott Tavlin, SCOTTAVLIN.
Holly.
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Mine is Miguel Fuller, MIGUELFULLER. And do not follow right now
Oh, my
on
God.
October 26th, 2021, the Miguel and Holly Insta It has been hacked.
Yeah.
We're working on it, and hopefully any day now, we will get it
jeez.
back. But right
Yeah.
now, do not interact with the
Do
Miguel and Holly
not.
Insta.
Especially, please don't ever send that thing money.
No, please
Like
don't.
we're not gonna. We would never ask you for money.
No,
like that. Like,
no.
Just please.
I mean, if I did, I'd say, hey, you can Venmo Miguel Fuller, but I would never say, give me crypto.
People are so mean.
Ugh, I hate it. I should all. All right. Well, we will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Yep, bye.